trying to teach you relative reference. For example, to calculate the total marks of Atman Parekh, serial number 1, we had used this function sum and we were getting the marks. Now here we wanted the marks in cell F2, remember the cell number F2. So we were calculating the marks lying in cell C1, C2, D2 and A2. Now when we drag this thing like this way, automatically when it becomes F3, it calculates the marks of the values lying in cell C3, D3 and E3. Now whether we drag or we copy paste, suppose I copy and paste it, then also it will do the same function. You can see the result varies. Now if I paste it somewhere else, then also it will do the same thing. Now here there are no values lying, so it is giving 0 answer. When I enter the value, it will give the total. So this phenomena is known as calculating the relative reference. Now if we want to use absolute reference, I will go to this thing which we had prepared, that is a bill. Now here I insert a new field named text to explain you the concept, and here I insert another field named total amount. Now how shall we calculate the tax? So for calculating the tax, I prepare a this thing here, tax amount. Okay, now here for example I enter 10% is the tax. Now to calculate the tax, what shall we do? We will do the cross multiplication, that is equal to brackets open, then H2 multiply by E2 divided by 100. So we get the tax amount. Fine. Now when I drag this thing, the tax amount will become 0 because it will look for the tax value over here. Then everywhere I cannot go on entering 10, 10, 10, 10. So what to do? How to fix it? So for fixing it, we have to use the dollar sign. How shall we use the dollar sign? Which value we want to fix? The value lying in cell H2. So before this H, I will write here, I will type here dollar. Before 2 also I will type the dollar here. So row as well as column both will become fixed. Dollar before H will fix the column and dollar before this 2 will fix this row. Now if I drag, you see the results. Correct? So this thing is known as absolute reference, and it is very much useful to you, especially when you want to copy something and paste some function or formula, whatever. Then in that case, this thing is very much useful to you. Hope you have understood both the things. Freezing pane is a very good facility which is available in our Microsoft Excel program. But I am sure that most of them are not aware about this facility. Now see, when many rows or columns are accommodated in a single worksheet, then the row or the column headers do not remain visible, which makes the handling of the data difficult. For example, just now we had prepared a mark sheet in which we had entered the records of only 5 students. But if we have entered the records of say 100 students and subjects also, just now we had given only 3 subjects, but if actual 7 subjects marks are entered, then when we go to see the record of the 100 number student, then we will not be able to judge exactly that in which subject he is getting how many marks, because in the heading where we had written the name of the subjects, that will not be visible when we go to the 100 record. Am I right? So how to make this thing visible? That you will be able to do with the help of the option named Freeze Pane. That option is available in Windows menu in 2003 version of Excel and also in Kelsey. So practically I will teach you this thing. Now in this example we have got 100 records or say above 90 records, and here we have given the name of the subjects: English, Gujarati, Hindi, Maths, etc. Now suppose if you want to know the marks of roll number 5, easily you will be able to come to know that how many marks she is getting in Hindi. Then Hindi is seen here, so you can judge. But if you go to for example this record number 69, then in which subject that person is getting 55 marks, you will not be able to judge. Am I right? So how to solve this problem? For that, it's very simple. You have to go to Windows menu and you have to click on Freeze Pane. Now as soon as you click on Freeze Pane, now see, when I am scrolling my mouse, you may be able to observe that here the values are changing. See, this much thing, row number 1, 2 and 3 has become freezed, and when I am scrolling the mouse, the other columns are changing. Now I wanted to know the marks of 69, then here I will be able to judge easily. 55 marks that person is getting in science. So this is a very useful facility. You can freeze the row also and column also, both the things. Now how to unfreeze the thing? For that again you have to go to Windows menu and unfreeze pane. Now the topic which we are going to discuss now is formatting cells. Now what is the meaning of formatting? Formatting means changing of the looks. So using the formatting feature we can do numerous things, such as we may change the property of a cell, we may apply color, add border, change font, and so many more things. We can also apply different formats to the content of the cell, such as changing format of dates, numbers, etc. Now, howsoever perfect information you have typed, but unless and until you are able to format the thing properly, the printed thing may not look good. So now I am going to teach you practically all these features. It's very interesting. Try to study each and every feature properly. Another important thing is these features which are available in the format cell dialog box are the same which is available in all the versions of Microsoft Excel, whether it is 2019 version or 13 version or 2003 version, and also are the same in the this application Kelsey. So let's begin. The easiest option to format a table is using auto format feature, that I will teach you first. For example, I select this table and I want to format it, so I have to go to the format menu, and from that I have to select auto format option. So auto format dialog box will open, which will show me various options. I have to choose the best option or whichever option which I like according to me, whatever is the best, and click on the OK option. For example, just now I choose this option and I click OK. So you can see within no time the whole table got formatted. Now after formatting also, if we want to add something, for example borders were not available in this format, but if we feel like adding the borders, later on we can add the borders. Fine. So this was about auto format feature. Now the next thing which I have to teach you is format cells dialog box. It is available from format menu, cells option. So format cells, this dialog box will open. Now in advanced version also 2013 also, if you want to open that dialog box, you will get this number tab. From that you have to click here. So the same thing will open. Now one by one I will be explaining you the facility of it. First of all, I have to select the cell of which I want to do the formatting. Just now I have selected this cell. Now I have not typed anything here, so it is useless. So first thing I will select, for example, this many cells, text. Now the first tab, see these all things are known as TAB tab, number tab, alignment tab, font tab, etc. So first we will try to understand this number tab. Now at present what have we stored here? We have stored numbers, but it is stored as general. The data type is general. If you want to change it to number, you can click on number. As soon as you click on number, it will ask you that would you like to have decimal places, and that also you can decide from here that after point how many numbers you want. By default it gives 2 numbers. Then besides that, for negative numbers also you can set the format from here. Another thing is currency. So if you add this thing currency, then it will add rupees before that thing. Now text, for example, if I add this currency, let's see what happens. After adding currency, I remove this zeros after point. So it is displaying me the thing along with the rupees. Fine. Now next thing, I am pressing Ctrl Z. Just now I don't want that currency. Okay, I proceed further. Format menu and cells option. Next thing is date. This is a very important thing, so I will teach you. For example, I want to type a date here. I am typing here 1/1/2020. I am copying and pasting the same date here for 2-3 times. Fine. Now if I want to change the format of this thing, then what to do? Format option, cell, and I have to go to date. So I will get so many options here. For example, if I select this option 14 March 01, then it will display the date in that format. I click OK. So you can see the date is displayed in this format 1 Jan 2020 or only 20. Now I select another format for the same data, like this way. So now I am not explaining all the formats, but like this way you can change. Now what is the benefit of this that I would like to teach you just now? Suppose if I delete this thing, then also whenever I type any date, for example I type 2/2/19, after I press the enter key, it will turn into that format. This is the main benefit. You don't need to type the name of the month and 2 and comma and everything. Simply you can change the format of that cell, and after that you can type any of the date, then it will turn into that respective format. Fine. Thereafter we come to the next topic, and for that I will go to mark sheet. Now here you can see that these all things I have typed vertically. So how to do that I will teach you. So I select this thing first, format menu, cells option, that is known as alignment. I have changed the orientation. By default the orientation was like this way, 0 degree, this way you can see. So I can adjust the orientation according to my choice, 45 or 90 degree, whatever I feel okay. 45 doesn't suits, it looks horrible, so I don't use this format. I press Ctrl Z. This is perfect. Then the another things here in the alignment tab, which are very important to know, that I am teaching you just now. So first I will increase the row height little bit of only first 5 rows. Fine. Now at present if you see, the data is aligned, this data, the data lying in this column is aligned towards left. Another thing, vertically it is aligned to the center. So you can see equal space on the top of the name and at the bottom of the name. Now I am changing the alignment. Just observe. I select this thing. Which alignment can I change that I am teaching you? First thing, vertical alignment. If I put it bottom, it doesn't look good, but just for explaining you, I am putting it into the bottom. Then you can see it will go to the bottom. Another thing, if you want to add one space here before each name, then that will look decent, it will look good. How to do that? So that is known as indentation. So that for that you have to go to left indent, and from here you have to add the space. I am sure most of them were not knowing this facility, so it is very useful facility, remember it. So space is added, 1 or 2 space I can add, and that will give a beautiful look to the thing. Fine. Now next thing. Now suppose I want to reduce the column width, then you can see that this thing, the names which are typed have been wrapped, that is the name which is ending here has been wrapped. Why? Because I have set such type of formatting in this 4 rows. So how to do that I am teaching you. This is known as wrap text. If I remove this thing, by default it will be like this way. Then what will happen, that half of the data will get hidden behind the other column. It will not be seen. So you get 2 options. Now the name length of each student will not be the same, it will be different. So you can use either of the option, either wrap text or shrink to fit. I will show you both the options. If I select shrink to fit, then automatically the font size of the name which is longer will get reduced. This option is a very good option. Now wrap text I am going to teach you, and how you can use it, that also I will teach you. For example, I select wrap text, then automatically the surname will go to the next this thing in the same cell. So both the options you can use according to your own choice. Now let me see what is the next thing I have to teach you. Merge cells. Now if I want to give the common heading, okay, for example I give a name here, Fatima Convent High School. Now that is the common heading for all the columns. So I have to select this thing like this way, and then I have to go to, see, this is the shortcut key, merge and center. If I click on this, then you will see that all all the cells has become one cell. Here you can see only A1 has become 1, and this is known as merging of columns. And long cut key is go to this option, and from here you select merge cells. Then you will have to select this thing, center. Fine. So this option is over. Then we come to the next option, that is font. From here you can change the font type. Then from here you can make it bold, italic, underline, both the things, whatever you want to do you can do from here. Then from here you can change the font size. And from here you can add underline also, single or double. For example, I want to give a double underline. Then from here I can give double underline, like this way it will look. Then color also could be changed from here. So like this way. Then these 3 things also I would like to teach you. That is also important. First I do this much. Fine. Now I am going to teach you the next thing. Okay. So strike through. Where had I taught you this thing, strike through? Try to remember. I taught you this facility in HTML. Same thing here, format cells. If I select this thing, strike through, then that thing will get a strike. Now the next thing I am going to teach you is about how to type H2O, or how to type 5:10, these things. So first thing I will align it towards the left. Now here I will select 2, format cells, and this is known as subscript. I taught you this thing in HTML. So this 2 will get small. Same way, same thing. I have to select 10 from here, and for selecting this thing I have to give a double click on that cell. Now this is known as superscript. Fine. So this topic is also over. Now I would like to teach you how to use the border facility. So by default, from the shortcut key which is given here, you have got these many options. But if you want to add double border or something like that way, more options are available in format menu, cells option. So I go to borders. Now These all things you can study later on, small tabs. But basic thing, none for example I give, then all the borders will go away. Then next is to give inside border. I select this single line border and click on inside. Then internally single line border will be given. And outside I want to give double line border. So I select outline and then I click on this option. So outside this type of border will be given. Now you can see these many options are available in line styles also. Another thing, if you want to remove these vertical borders inside, then that also you can remove. That also I will teach you. For removing that border, you have to just remove this thing from here. Simple. So that will go away. So this was all about borders. Then next is texture. Now we don't need to use texture, but since that facility is there, so I am teaching you. Patterns means texture is also given here. Suppose in this thing you don't want to fill any color and you want to fill any texture, then you can fill any texture from here. We don't need to use this thing. And regarding filling colors in the cells also, we generally use this shortcut key. We don't go to the format menu. So these many features